Love is in the air tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Friday Fight Night. This being a very special episode of Friday Fight Night because tonight, Travis and his fiancée Abby are getting married later on tonight, right at the end of the show. That is going to be one hell of a spectacle. But first, we've got to do some wrestling. Of course, this is a wrestling show after all. Let's get the first two contestants down who are having another debut versus debut matchup, and the first man down to the ring is Bruiser Brad, apparently an old-fashioned boxer, and that's very rare. We don't have many boxers in WIW, or at least not of boxing background. We've definitely got some great strikers, and I'm sure that's exactly what he's planning to bring to the table here tonight. And the love may be in the air, but Bruiser Brad looking to extinguish the love and bring out the fists and get things going. It's going to be a big spectacle tonight for the wedding, so be sure to check it out. It's going to be one hell of a show. But for Bruiser Brad, he's here to put on a show of his own. He needs to show what he can do inside the WIW ring. And he's coming on to Fight Night. Quite a tough brand to go to. I mean, both of them are quite tough. But for Bruiser Brad, he's here tonight to do one thing, and that's to pick up a win on his debut. But he has competition. And that is someone else who wants to do it. Someone else who wants to make a name for themselves here in WIW. And no bigger way to do that than with a debut win. Anyone from WIW can tell you how rare a WIW debut victory is. But now they're becoming more common now that we're doing these debut versus debut wins. But here he comes. Look at this. Another man on a bike. And that's two men on a bike in WIW. And the next man down to the ring, making his debut here tonight, is Daniel Robertson, is his name, and he is here to make his first appearance on the WIW scene. We'll see what he has to bring to the table here tonight against Bruiser Brad. Straight out the gate, they obviously haven't stood face to face, but quite a noticeable size advantage in favor of Bruiser Brad, and I think maybe a height advantage as well. But he doesn't look phased at all. Look at a face of concentration there by Robertson. No interest in letting the psychological advantage lie with his opponent. And he's here tonight to make his debut, which we are not waiting any longer for. Bruiser Brad and Daniel Robertson. Let's get this match underway. Yeah, look at the size difference. This might have not quite been what Robertson would have wanted for his debut. Look at that. Several massive knees. And I don't know how small Robertson is, but he looks small even for a normal superstar. And now look at this being picked up here. Oh, and a massive super kick. Taking down Bruiser Brad, but bounces back to his feet. And just shrugs him off there. And that's where the size advantage is going to come in handy. I can't tell if Bruiser Brad is just really tall and making Daniel Robertson look really small. But this definitely a noticeable size advantage, and there's a massive headbutt. And now look at this, just slamming his knee down to the apron. And this is definitely the type of thing that Bruiser Brad wanted to have seen on his debut. So getting stuck in the ring with someone he has a massive weight advantage for. Went for the headbutt again, couldn't capitalize, and once again Robertson tossed back down to the floor. Oh, look at that, a massive headbutt. And Robertson in early trouble here. Oh, and a big knee. Oh, look at this. Little bit of taunting from Robertson. Well, he's got a comeback to do now because he really is struggling. But look at this now. Bringing the fists to Bruiser Brad. And Bruiser Brad won't be used to being grounded and pounded like that from his boxing origins. And now look at this. Robertson looking to fly. Oh, and a massive leg drop. The crowd getting behind Robertson here. It's a bit of a David and Goliath match, this one, but we've seen plenty of Goliath victories in WIW history. And Bruiser Brad in trouble here. A downward spiral. And now look at this, playing to the crowd. They're loving this. This literally is like watching Rey Mysterio and the Great Khali. Like, the size difference is mad. And I can't tell if that's because one of them's really tall, the other's really small. I can't tell. But it's a sizable mismatch in this one. But Robertson not being phased by it at all. Oh dear. Oh, and I thought we were about to see Bruiser Brad fly from the top rope. Obviously, that was not going to happen. Look at that. Just lifts him up as if he's lifting a small child. It just tosses him across the ring. And it was obvious coming into this match that the brute strength is what Bruiser Brad was going for. But look at this. Being brought onto his level there to the one knee. And now look at a shake advantage. Went for a cutter. Couldn't connect. Oh no. Got caught showboating. He might regret that. Look at this. Trying to roll him through into the cover. Trying to steal this one up on the roll up. It's a 2. Oh, look at this. Brad counted into a cover of his own. 2. And now another one. This time by Robertson. And into another one, Bruiser Brad. Oh my god. Kicks out a count at 2. And that was an interesting sequence. Neither man giving an edge. And look at this. The fight from Robertson. On perfect display here. And now what's he thinking? To the corner. What's he got planned for Bruiser Brad? Rolls up. Oh, what a beautiful clothesline. From the corner, and Bruiser Brad is in trouble. And it looks like size the only difference between the two. There's an obvious power advantage that comes with that weight though. And the extra size. And now making the most of it. And now look at this, using the ropes. Oh my god, did you see the height? Did you see the height on that throw from Bruiser Brad? And now look at this, scooping him up. And a massive slam, using his weight just to crush his body down onto the canvas. But Robertson still fights on, still trying to fight back. But Brad just using the big moves here, just tossing him around the ring. Using that size advantage, and now into a cover, just away from the ropes. He might be able to reach the rope, but he doesn't. He gets a 2 count, and Bruiser Brad looks shocked by that. Well, this has been a very interesting opening contest. I have to say, I definitely weren't expecting this. I didn't know what to expect, but I weren't expecting a match like this. And Robertson tried to capitalize there, and look at that. Massive leg drop. Almost crushing his body. And if that didn't do it, that definitely did. Bonsai drop. And that's going to put Bruiser Brad in its... No! What? Robertson kicked? How the hell did he kick out of that? His entire ribcage must have just been fucking smashed apart. But Bruiser Brad still bringing it to it. And Robertson's still fighting back. Doing whatever he can here. But that move... I can't believe that didn't win the match. And I don't think Bruiser Brad... he's particularly happy about it either. Look at that, that's another headbutt. He's loving the headbutts here, Bruiser Brad. I see why now he doesn't go to boxing anymore. And now look at this. There's a neck snap. And now wrenching away on the neck. Just trying to break every bone in this man's body. And this has been a great showing so far from both of these men. But in the end, we can only have one winner. Bruiser Brad doing whatever it takes to make sure it's him. Almost destroying this little man. But he still fights on. Robertson continues to fight. Refuses to give in. Doesn't want to take an L on his first match. And look at this. Wheelbarrow facebuster. Wheelbarrow facebuster. And that caught Bruiser Brad off guard. This might be the opening he needs. No, and he isn't able to connect with that knee. But now trading fists. And Robertson getting the punch and kick advantage. Look at this. The quick strikes, saving him in this one. And there's a clothesline taking Bruiser Brad outside the ring. I'll tell you what, you don't get this at your usual weddings, do you? Well, maybe not of this quality. There might be the odd occasional drunk brawl, but you don't get that at this type of wedding. And we've still got plenty of other matches to go. 5 on the card, and then including the main event, which is the wedding itself. And on the outside now, Robertson's hurt. You can see him holding his ribs. And can you blame him for being hurt there? Almost had his ribcage destroyed. Count of 5. Maybe looking to win this one on count out. No, begging him to get back in the ring, but Bruiser Brad has taken some hits as well, remember. This hasn't just been a straight one-sided fight, but it has been in favour of Bruiser Brad, who gets back in the ring at the count of 8. And that's what Robertson wanted. Playing it well here. Look at this, looking for a running bulldog and connects. And now Robertson looking to finish off Bruiser Brad. What's he got in store? Chops him down. Oh, the beautiful shining wizard. Straight into the cover. 1, 2. No, it's only a 2. And I thought he'd done it. I thought that he just defeated Bruiser Brad on his debut, but Bruiser Brad finding the power to kick out and then rolls out of the way of the mid-rope crossbody. And now dragging his body to the middle of the ring. He's given all he can in this match, but how much more does he have to offer? Bruiser Brad's about to find out here, but he's only going to get a 2 for the cover. Well, on Monday Night Mayhem, we saw one of the quickest debut matches in history. And now, we might be looking at the longest match, because these two just refusing to give in here. And now, once again, deciding to trade fists. And look at this downward spiral, just managing to wrap his arm under the leg. And now, look at this, back to the corner. Robertson looking once again for that rolling clothesline. Playing to the crowd. Connects again. Got great leaping ability. Understandable for his size. You'd really hope so, to be honest. And now picking him back up again to one knee. That might be the way to put him. And he's going straight for it. Oh, wrenching down on the arm and twisting it as well. Preventing the striking power from the natural boxer that is Bruiser Brad. And now look at this. How much left does Bruiser Brad have to give? Well, he's about to be tested here. Oh no, he caught the leg. He caught the leg. Bruiser Brad fights on. And now he's backed him in the corner, but once again an escape there by Robertson. Big counter this time by Bruiser Brad. Went for the uppercut and another counter. This time by Robertson. Snaps him over the neck. And just leaps over the top. And these two giving it their all here tonight. What an incredible debut match this is turning into be. Here's another cover. Has he done it? It's a 2 count and a very close one at that. And this has been brilliant. Love is in the air, and I am loving this matchup. This is absolutely fantastic. Neither man giving an edge. You would have thought, just comparing the two in size, that this would have been a walk in the park. Oh, and look at that. But he's had to give it all Bruiser Brad just to pick up this victory. But has he done it here with a second bonsai drop? Yes, he has. And poor Robertson came so close to picking up that victory. He really put up a fight against Bruiser Brad, one that I don't think Bruiser Brad was anticipating. But he picks up the win anyway, and that was a big win, and I think that might have just put Robertson on the shelf, because those bonsai drops doing the damage. Oh no. Oh, not this again. He's already hurt. Leave the man alone. You've already destroyed his ribcage, and now you're going to continue to beat him down. And already Bruiser Brad making it clear what type of fighter he's going to be in this series. A big, big win for the big man. And that is his first win in the books. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, we have the first in-ring appearance since Uprising for Mr. Money in the Bank. That's right, Max Danger. Ready to come out and get some in-ring action. Last week, getting caught in a scrap with Big Boss. And this week, ready to get some in-ring action under his belt. Oh, wait a minute. No! Oh, Big Boss again. Look at this. Big Boss charging down with a steel chair and just taking down Mr. Money in the Bank. And no love between these two tonight. Or any other night. Max Danger trying to get some revenge here for his father's injuries at the hands of Big Boss. Big Boss just trying to eliminate the entire Danger family here tonight. And he's already taken out and put his dad on the shelf. And now these two fighting out in the ring. And the referee pleading with him to get out the ring. This is obviously not the scheduled matchup that was supposed to be happening. But now Max Danger getting some revenge here for these blindsided attacks, for these backstage brawls, trying to prove what he's worth as Mr. Money in the Bank is being targeted. No surprise. And it's by the man who injured his father. And Max Danger very angry, as you can tell. And he's not letting him get away with all of this. But Big Boss, that natural weight, just too strong. And they stare each other down as the referee finally talks some sense into them. Next up tonight, another rivalry which has been brewing for weeks here on WIW. And now a chance for a little bit more payback at the next pay-per-view, which of course will be Wolfpack in the Outback. It's all about Wolfpack this month. First, they have this big wedding here tonight, obviously in honor of their newest member, Travis Cottrell. And now this as well. Just some great matches as well on hand here tonight. First up tonight is Trevor Jackson, accompanied to the ring by the Chaos Twins. And he is going to be taking on tonight Noah, who made his return a couple of weeks ago. Trevor Jackson, in the comments section, after saving the Chaos Twins last week from the beatdown that was the Vikings of Destiny's attack, he came out and said that he wanted to work with them to deal with the threat that is the Vikings of Destiny, and the Chaos Twins, as you can tell, have agreed to that. But the general manager has stepped in and said that currently it stands that it's going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match in Trevor Jackson and the Chaos Twins versus the Vikings of Destiny in order to get their revenge. However, this match tonight, if Noah is victorious in this matchup, it will turn into a 6-man tag team match, and the Vikings of Destiny can bring a partner of their choosing with them to take on the Chaos Twins and Trevor Jackson. And it's Noah in in-ring action tonight. Of course, this started between Loki and Trevor Jackson when Loki ruined the debut of Trevor Jackson by picking up a win on countout and destroying him in the process as well. He managed to get some revenge on him, and he tried to work it through, but it didn't happen. And then the Chaos Twins got involved last week as they took on the Vikings of Destiny, who returned to in-ring action, only to ambush the Chaos Twins. And tonight, they're earning the right not to be handicapped, but to be honest, they've been fine bullying people 2-on-1. They tried to injure one of the Chaos Twins separately by continuing the beatdown last week, and if it weren't for the save by Trevor Jackson, they might have got away with it. But now the handicap tables have turned, and they don't seem to be too fond of it. So now to level the playing field, Trevor Jackson versus Noah, and straight out the gate, it's Noah. Noah fresh off a big spinal injury, which clearly didn't turn out to be as big as anticipated. It only kept him out of action for a month. Oh, look at this. What's Trevor Jackson got planned? Oh, he thought about something, but Noah managed to recover. And Noah, of course, fighting on behalf of the Vikings of Destiny. But the Chaos Twins, I guess, are just here to make sure that nothing funny happens between Loki and Noah. We know they are ones to treat people as victims and ambush them as much as they can. And it's really been a new attitude from lately as the Vikings of Destiny. They're not one to ambush people before and after the match. They're more the type of fighters who like to just destroy people inside the ring and not bring in all these cheap shots. And Trevor Jackson, using his speed and agility to maneuver around Noah very easily here to kick off this matchup, and he's in early control. And of course, the Vikings of Destiny fighting for an added partner to their match at Wolfpack in the Outback. But as for Trevor Jackson, fighting not only to take down the Vikings of Destiny, but to make it a 3-on-2 handicap to make sure he is guaranteed revenge at the Wolfpack in the Outback 2 pay-per-view. And you can see the frustration on the Chaos Twins' faces on the outside. They're not cheering when good things are happening, but they are very angry and furious with what's happened as of late with the Vikings of Destiny. They're a tag team on the rise, the Chaos Twins, and the Vikings of Destiny clearly trying to prove that they are still the best tag team in the division. And these two teams, of course, the Chaos Twins and the Vikings of Destiny, are going to be hot favourites for the tag team championships whenever the Wolfpack decide they're actually going to defend those. But the general manager hasn't raised any eyebrows about that. But that is something that surely needs to be taken into account. But I guess this match will determine maybe new #1 contenders for the Chaos Twins, potentially. But this match could only mean big things for Trevor Jackson's singles career if he can take down two behemoths like these. Oh, look at this beautiful sunset flip by Trevor Jackson. And now taking the time to taunt. The crowd are loving that one. But Noah and Loki taking every advantage of every opportunity they've given to capture tag team titles, but unfortunately every hurdle they just slip. Every last hurdle they can't get their hands on the title, usually because of the Wolfpack. But look at this. The Vikings of Destiny here, just trying to get back in control here, Noah, but he just can't do it. Beautiful DDT once again, just maneuvering himself into any position he wants. And now Trevor Jackson just staring down Noah. Loki Can't be liking what he's been seeing so far from his brother Noah. The Vikings from Norway really struggling in this one. Look at a massive suplex. And Trevor Jackson is rolling. He's been in control of this match from start to finish, and he is not letting up. Massive strike there, taking him straight back down to his feet. And more taunting in the Chaos Twin corner. Oh, but look at this. He's going to get caught taunting and just tossed across the ring. And you can't get caught taunting by the Vikings of Destiny because they will make you pay for it. That's exactly what he's doing there. And there's a massive knee. The devastating power of the knees of the Vikings of Destiny. Part of their most valuable assets as a team. Oh, went for a flying shoulder tackle. Unable to connect. Oh, and screaming to the crowd there. He is hyped up here tonight, Trevor Jackson, and he is getting his revenge in the best way. And now look at this. There's a neck snap. And now stomping away on the ground. The Chaos Twins finally starting to like what they're seeing in the ring. And there's that DDT again. And Trevor Jackson is going to roll him to the middle of the ring. What's he got planned? Picking him straight back up. Oh, look at this, looking for a ripcord knee strike. And straight into the cover. Is this it already for Noah? It could be, it is. Trevor Jackson just destroys. He just destroys Noah here tonight. What a big, big victory that was. Finally, he gets one over the Vikings of Destiny. And it was this ripcord knee strike that did the trick. What a massive win, and it's going to be confirmed now at Wolfpack in the Outback. It is going to be 3-on-2. Trevor Jackson and the Chaos Twins will be taking on the Vikings of Destiny in what is going to be one hell of a contest. And look at that, right in the face of Loki as well. This is clearly not over, and I don't think this is going to be over for a while. But when Wolfpack in the Outback comes, all of the claws will be out, and I wonder who will walk out on top. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, a match which I believe we've seen before, if I'm not mistaken, in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Yeah, this was the first match of one of these competitors' career, but for them, for the other, it was the start of something very, very special. And that man is original Brad, who makes his way down to the ring. The new #1 contender for the WIW Television Championship. It's going to be weird seeing him step down to the mid-card championship, but wisely doing so. The Wolfpack era in full force right now, to the point where they even have their own bloody wedding happening on the show. They basically run the place, and Brad is struggling to pick up victories against them, so he wisely steps down whilst keeping the hunt for gold alive. And he could be the first person in WIW to win 2 different championships. And that could be exactly what this man needs to escalate his career. He had a massive losing streak, but picked it back up again last week in a big win against PJ McNair, Peter Bolton, and one other person, Soulman Akira. Soulman Akira, it was a big, big matchup. And tonight, Brad's got a tough contest as well. Someone who's developed so much since the last time they faced. Last time they faced, it was this man's debut, and he came up with a defeat in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. And since then, Liam Connors has faced a lot of adversity, a lot of people getting in the way, screwing him over. He's had a lot to deal with, but now he has developed so much and so far, and he's ready to see if he can beat original Brad here tonight, the #1 contender for the Television Championship. Liam Connors is out here tonight to take on the #1 contender, and it's a big win for him if he can do it. It could easily to propel him into the Television Championship picture in the first place. For Brad, this is very much a warm-up match. That is definitely to be said. He needs to get some in-ring work, get some wins under his belt, and Liam Connors needs to do just that as well, bouncing back from his defeat at Uprising in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But he needs to do that in a big way here tonight, and that's exactly what he's here to do. It's amazing how far these two have come since the last time they faced. So let's ring the bell and get this one underway. And straight away, Brad coming in with the big strike of a belly-to-belly. not wasting any time here. Brad is trying to get back to the way he was when these two faced. Unstoppable, unbeaten, and just destroying everyone in his path. He's steered away from that as of late, and it's become a lot harder to do that since the Wolfpack have been on his tail. But now finally starting to get back in the right path. Original Brad, look at that! That was quite a leap there from the top rope, and the double axe handle has dropped on the top of the head. And Original Brad not wasting any time just to bring out the moves here. Make sure he does whatever it takes just to walk out with an easy victory and not take too much damage. Remember, he's got a tough task against Big Willie. He's going to be a tough competitor to deal with. Look at that, massive overhead belly to belly. Yeah, Big Willie's going to be a tough competition for Brad. It's a real powerhouse fighter, and so is Brad. And that's why it's just going to be so interesting. Two different types of power coming together for what's going to be one spectacular contest. The only title fight of the night. Of course, King Sam already defending it earlier in the month as he announced the Wolfpack in the Outback pay-per-view with an open challenge later on that night, and there's a bonsai drop. And Liam Connors becoming more and more of a skilled fighter as he goes along. With all these rookies coming in, he's trying to avoid getting lost in the shuffle. But he's definitely a memorable fighter, and that is exactly why the general manager gives him every opportunity to shine, and he's giving him the opportunity to do that here tonight against the former world heavyweight champion, that is Original Brad, and the new #1 contender for the TV title. And look at this, going for the submission move that he tried to use to get rid of Sam twice, but couldn't quite do it. And now look at this, scooping him up here, power slam position. Oh, and just stunning him off the ropes. And Brad is rolling, but Liam Connors not going to let him keep momentum, and that is the smart thing to do. But Brad, too quick there, and with a counter. Oh, look at this. Brad, that was a little bit mean of him, just to point at him, be almost like, look at this guy. Who does he think he is, stepping in the ring with me? But Brad really is showing himself here, and now into a Tree of Woe position. And now look at this, just stomping him out there. Brad really showing off his ability tonight and showing why he instantly deserved another shot at a title. And there's a cover, and it's only a 1 count. And that's a surprising 1 count, because Liam Connors has been taking a beating. And look at Brad, right in the face of Liam Connors. He's really developed a new sense of confidence since once again becoming a title #1 contender. Well, Brad really has proved himself. He really has. Through the trial era, he's been part of some of the greatest rivalries in WIW history. He's come back, and he is now already a former world champion. Oh, look at this! Connors got caught taunting, and got caught in that stance, and he grabs the arm, and now he's going to be learning a lesson as Brad teaches him old school. And now they're going to finish it off. Connors might have just made a fatal error. There's the battle axe right in the middle of the ring. And Original Brad knocks off Liam Connors. Big victory here tonight for Original Brad. Liam Connors got caught taunting. And I don't know why he was taunting, to be honest. He wasn't in control for the majority of the match. He finally started to lead a fight back and gets caught taunting, and he paid the price. And that ended with the battle axe slap bang in the middle of the ring. And a month or two may have passed since the last time these two stepped into the ring. But for Original Brad, the win streak begins, and he's finally back on top and picks up another win against Liam Connors. Oh, wait a minute! Oh, look who it is! It's Big Willie! Who just tipped over the bike there, did you see that? And now it's going for Brad. Oh, but Brad gets startled by him. He saw it. He saw it coming. And these two meeting in the ring for the first time. Big Willie trying to get an advantage over his #1 contender. Liam Connors wisely not even going to bother getting involved in that one. And we had a feeling these two would come to blows before the pay-per-view. Never even stepped foot in the ring with each other. They tag-teamed once. But other than that, no competition against each other. And Brad really bringing it to the world champion, but sliding out of harm's way. And now Brad just ran right at him. And he might have made a fatal mistake there, being crushed down to the middle of the ring. And Brad being sent a warning by the television champion. There's a running knee! And Big Willie, the television champion, sends a warning shot to its new #1 contender. Can Brad overcome the odds and become the new television champion at the pay-per-view? That remains to be seen, but I mean, Brad picked up the victory tonight. Can he do it against Big Willie? We'll see at Wolfpack in the Outback, but it's now time for the rest of the card. Well, it's the final match before the wedding, so I guess you could call this one the main event for tonight. And that's not something that you would use, that's not a word you'd use to describe these two coming down to the ring as of late. It is Team Brenden, John Carter and El Murica, trying so hard to get back to winning ways, haven't won a match since they left the trial era. And now trying to get back to those winning ways as a team. Tension's been riding high between the two as of late. They've been struggling to pick up wins, and that has become increasingly frustrating for the two of them, who of course were very good friends and partners coming into WIW. They made a big scene coming into the tag team division in the trial era, but unfortunately for them, haven't picked up much success coming out of the trial era. And tonight they're hoping to do just that. John Cutter and El Murica trying to steer their careers back on track here in what's been a growing tag team division. And further proof, here tonight, the general manager has requested this tag team to come together to see how well they would work together. The general manager was impressed last week by these two men's debut, and that should give you an indication of who it is. He was impressed by these two men together, and he thought they worked very well together. They're very similar style of fighters, and so they are going to come together to work tonight. First man down to the ring is KO Oxley, who picked up a debut victory last week against Carter James, who is tonight his tag team partner. So hopefully there's no hostility between the two for the defeat that he suffered. But KO Oxley picked up the win against Carter James. If I remember correctly, there was a handshake. I'm not 100% sure, but the two of them had very similar styles of fighting, very similar movesets, to the point where they both tried to finish each other with the same move, which was that powerbomb backstabber. And now KO Oxley looking to pick up his second win in WIW here in some tag team action tonight. And not everyone coming into WIW is keen to find a tag team partner, but the general manager insisted to see how well these two would work together. And he's put him up against someone else who needs a win and is not afraid to chuck him in to fight anyone. And they have improved that, shown that a lot, Team Brenden. No matter how much their struggles continue, they're always ready to fight. So KO Oxley's partner for this evening, Carter James. An unfortunate debut defeat to KO Oxley, but sometimes being too similar doesn't pay off when you're against each other, because then you become predictable maybe, and it comes down to who can produce something that they weren't expecting. But then again, it was also won by the backstabber powerbomb, and that is why the general manager is so interested to see how these do. Loved by few, hated by many, and respected by all, it says on that on the thing he's wearing. I still don't know what it's, collar, I guess we'll call it a collar. Carter James and KO Oxley here tonight in tag team action, following their debuts last week against John Cutter and El Murica, a team who are looking to bounce back after a huge series of defeats. And straight out the gate, John Cutter using his power to his advantage. They were a very, very unique tag team coming into it, John Cutter and El Murica. Their luchadoric flying style of El Murica working with the brute powerhouse that is John Cutter. It was a recipe for success, but unfortunately they haven't capitalized much on that since then. And as for KO Oxley, obviously picking up a massive debut victory last week against his tag team partner of the night, Carter James. And the general manager was impressed by it, and he's eager to see how they do. And straight away, tagging each other in. That's good. That's a good sign of a good tag team there. Quick, hot tags, letting them both get some action in the ring. That's a good start. And now Carter James in the ring. He's looking to bounce back after his first defeat last week. But of course, a debut defeat, it's not rare. You'll find that more than most have a debut defeat. And look at that, Carter James took too long to admire the work he'd done there, and now he's trapped in the corner. And now look at this, John Cutter into a tree of woe. America just going to let him do his business. Wisely so. And now John Cutter. What's he thinking? Dragged to the middle of the ring. Maybe looking for a cover? No, a knee to the back of Carter James. And John Cutter really bringing it to both of them here tonight. No El America into the matchup as of yet. I do hope that the hostility between these two doesn't correlate inside the ring when they're competing together. They've got to work together here tonight, no matter what. This is still a tag team match, and look at this, calling for the tag. He gets it. In comes El America, and now we get to see the flying style, the fast-paced offense of El America. 2 drop kicks and a 3rd drop kick to Carter James. He tried to crawl to his own corner, unable to do so. And now El America looking to come in with a full head of steam there, and Carter James gets smothered. Look at this. He didn't notice him crawling away as he went for the springboard. Missed the springboard and tags in KO Oxley, who hits him with a drop kick straight out the back. And there's an elbow drop. And KO Oxley, went for a running knee, unable to connect, and now hit with a bit of running offense of his own. All of a sudden, this match has just increased in tempo. It went from 0 to 100 real quick. And now look at this, KO Oxley still fighting on, still fighting back. Of course, Carter James rolled out of harm's way. He might be down for a minute or two. But look at this, looking for a suplex. Oh no, big counter by KO Oxley. Scooping him up. What's he thinking? Turns him around. What's he got planned? Is he looking for the lumbar check? Yes, he is! Lumbar check to the back. And now ready to finish this one off. KO Oxley. Is he going to look for it? Oh, no! Big counter by El America. Might have been looking for the backstabber powerbomb, but countered by El America. And a counter now by KO Oxley, who gets him up on the shoulders. Oh, and a detonation kick. Oh, and his head ricocheted off the ropes there as well for added damage. And KO Oxley in control, but El Cutter? Wow. El America refusing to go down easy here. And now up to the top rope. Oh, and went for a massive drop kick. Doesn't connect. And now El America with an opening. A window of opportunity here to the corner of John Cutter and El America. Looking to wrap this one up already. We haven't seen this in so long. G9-1. G9-1. And straight into the cover goes John Cutter. Is Carter James going to break it up? He does. Oh, and look at that, John Cutter staring at Carter James to get him out of the ring. And that was a turning point. Last time we saw that, they picked up the win. And that was a big turning point in this match, and Carter James wisely tagged in by KO Oxley. And now John Cutter, the powerhouse, back in the ring and going straight to work and tosses him across the ring. That core power of the former Illinois Correctional, former inmate, released on good behavior. And the fact he's now working for WIW. He really has turned his life around. And look at this, speaking of being turned around to be met with a suplex. And I think Carter James might be taking the lead for this team now, because John Cutter and El America, having hit the G9-1 on KO Oxley must be hurt now. And now look at this, grabs him by the throat, looking for this military press, spine buster. And now all of a sudden KO Oxley and Carter James are in trouble after dominating the first half of this match. Look at this, was looking for G9-1 again, but getting out of the corner there is Carter James. And now with an opening of his own, spins him around, and look at that, a neck breaker. And a big knee to the other side of the head. And now trying to fight on. He's taking some hits here, but he really needs to get going back in this match, and there's a gut buster. Oh, and look at that, a big counter there by John Cutter, and now to the corner again, just trying to land it one more time, but no, refusing to do so, and a Lufest press by Carter James, who is tired, and that's why he's going for the cover here. Might be able to steal one, and it's only a 1 count. And now Carter James looking for the elbows to the top of the head. Very effective move at wearing down your opponents. And remember, after this, we have the big wedding. The big wedding of Abby and Travis. That's going to happen right after this matchup. And we're getting some great quality entertainment here tonight before this wedding. And look at this, straight back to his feet. Carter James, what's he thinking? To his corner. Is he going to tag back in Oxley? No, John Cutter refuses to let him do it. And now look at this, double underhook. Oh, and a massive suplex, crashing him into the bottom turnbuckle. And he's going to tag out here. Back in comes El Murica. Probably the freshest man in this match. And KO Oxley, his teammate wasn't even in his corner, wasn't able to... His teammate in his corner, but unable to capitalize. Look at this, John Cutter, straight away tagging himself back in. Didn't even give El Murica a chance to get going here. And now look at this. Lifting him up. Oh, and look at this. Once again, the taunting and the squats. And it's not looking good right now for Carter James and KO Oxley. Might look to tag out again. He does. And I guess that was just a quick tag to save El Murica from being beaten in the corner. And now, looking to finish this one off. Looking for the moon stomp. Oh no, instead, a massive senton from the top row and straight into the cover. Oh, and Team Brenden couldn't get the job done. That was so close to their first victory in weeks. And look at the taunt there from El Murica. And he might have got the advantage here now. And he might be able to put this one away. Look at this. Looking for a sunset flip and connects. Doesn't bridge into the cover despite the close 2 count in a moment ago. And there's the standing moonsault. And now straight away back to his feet, which means we know what he has in plan. To the Team Brenden corner. No! Couldn't connect the G91. Couldn't make the tag. And KO Oxley and Carter James are in trouble here of having this match slip away from them. But Carter James refusing to let this happen. To his own corner. Smart move there. Needs to make a tag at this point. But once again, El Murica refusing to let it happen. And now to his corner. Can he do it this time? Can he make the tag? Yes, he does. Oh, but hang on a minute. It's not G91. It's a big boot to the face, though. And an elbow drop to follow. And I thought maybe we were looking at the closing stages of this match, but John Cutter and El Murica making sure this time, and you can't blame him for being cautious after a series of tag team defeats. Making sure that this one is sealed before they lose it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Kill switch. Beautiful move there by Carter James. And straight into the cover. Has he stolen it? You know. I thought he did then. That was so close to a 3 count. And now Carter James trying to provide a fight back, but he's taking some heavy hits here. Really needs to make the tag to KO Oxley if he can. It's just not happening though. Once again up in the military press spinebuster. And straight back to his feet. Trying so desperately to land the finishing blow. But still can't do it. Carter James fighting on with the heart of a lion here. And now tossed not to the not to the Team Brenden corner. Oh dear. Not a good place to be. Oh, and a stun off the ropes. And now look at this. Scooping him up. Looking for a suplex toss across the ring. KO Oxley took his own fair share of beatings, but I think he's now the fresher of the two. Really needs to make the tag, Carter James, if he can. But he might be too little too late, because to the corner again. No, once again. Prevents the tag team work from being on display. And now back to his own corner and splashes him with a drop kick. And look at this. Ready to finish it here. John Cutter's in trouble. Look at this. Uranagi. Straight down onto the canvas and into the cover. 1, 2, and it's a breakup at 2. And look at that. El Murica now trying to save his tag team partner here, but Carter James just ignoring him, keeping his eye on the target, and that's the right thing to do. The Uranagi there from Carter James didn't quite do the trick. Oh, and look at that. Massive knee, and that caught Carter James. He's busted open. And I might have given them the opening to do what they've been trying to do for ages. Team Brenden with a G91 connects. And straight into the cover. And they are finally back to winning ways. Team Brenden have done it. Team Brenden finally pick up their first tag team victory in weeks against KO Oxley and Carter James. That was a big, big victory. And now, oh, wait a minute. Look at this. And clearly some decision. Oh, look at this. What on earth happened there? And right as they finally pick up a victory, these two still arguing. Clearly the air is not cleared between these two. And is the end of this tag team imminent right now? Well, that was the win there, but I guess maybe we are looking at the end of this team. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out what's happening in the future. But it's now finally time for the big wedding. Let's move on to tonight's main... Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time for the wedding. We've been waiting for this all day, and the first man down to the ring is the man who apparently is licensed to do weddings. And we don't know who it is. He's only just coming down to the ring now. Oh my god, really? Really? This man has a license to marry people legally? Who the hell decided that that was a good idea? Well, Deflordicus has a license to marry people, and he is going to be conducting the ceremony for Miss Abby and Travis today. This wedding has been highly anticipated since it was announced last week. The crowd are hyped for it. It's been built up all night. The love is in the air. And Deflordicus, with a nice little bow tie there as a nice little personal touch, making his way down to the ring as he'll be conducting the ceremony and marry these two. And it was very, very generous of him because, of course, he's a Monday Night Mayhem superstar, one half of the Death Ninjas, to come down and do this ceremony. Apparently, so I've been told, in the past by Travis and Deflordicus, they've actually been lifelong friends before coming into WIW and before that. So it was very nice of Deflordicus to step up to the plate to marry these two. But now that we have the service provider, I can't even remember what the name of it. I think it's Vicar. I really don't know. But still, Deflordicus is going to be conducting the ceremony, so it's time to get the married couple down to the ring. First man down. Here comes the groom. It is Travis, the newest member of the Wolfpack. Well, it's not even really new anymore. He's been there for quite some time. Former television champion, winning it from King Sam, which was part of his recruitment process. And Travis, a big, big day for him. Not all smiles from him, though, because he is here, of course, hoping for a good wedding, but of course, he knows that someone is always waiting backstage to crash a big event like this because of his name, because he's a member of the Wolfpack. But Travis, it's a big night for him. He's not going to let it get ruined by anyone, but he's here because he's finally marrying his girlfriend, Abby. So let's hand the mic over to Travis. Before I bring down my beautiful wife-to-be, I'd like to bring down my best men. 3 guys who have really helped turn my career around. None of this would even be possible without them. They went out of their way to make sure that this could happen, and it's now finally here. So please welcome your WIW Tag Team and World Heavyweight Champions, the Wolfpack. Kind words from Travis for 3 very unkind people to anyone other than themselves, of course, that is. It is the WIW Fight Night Tag Team Champions, the Wolfpack, and their leader, King Sam, the World Heavyweight Champion. Steve, Dave, and Sam recruiting Travis just a little while ago, and since then has really changed the trajectory of that man's career. And as for these 3 men, they've propelled their own careers as it is. Sam now capturing the World Championship, and these 2 capturing the tag titles. This is the goal that they set out to do since beginning their careers as wrestlers. The goal that they've always wanted to achieve, but always came just short. All 3 of them holding the title at the same time. And Travis really was a big part of making that dream come true. And that is why the utmost respect has been shown here by the World Heavyweight Champion and the Tag Team Champions, helping to arrange this wedding, hoping to make sure everything goes according to plan, and making sure that no one is going to jump them and ruin this wedding between Abby and Travis. We're almost time to bring out the bride, but the champions down to the ring. Of course, Wolfpack and the Outback right around the corner. Still undetermined what their match is going to be, but we will find out soon enough. I'm sure Sam has plenty of plans in store for the Wolfpack at his own pay-per-view. But it's now back to Travis, who I think is about to announce his bride coming down to the ring. And now it's time to do this thing. Please welcome to the ring a woman who has changed my life for the 1 week that we have dated. She has such an amazing body. And she's also a big fan of my work. She always loves to see how much money I have made. She's very considerate that way. So please welcome my future wife, Abby. And here she comes for the first time on TV. It is Abby. Already with the cultural name, I mean, she's already in preparation, but look at that. That is a traditional wedding song playing, but not quite a traditional dress there from Abby. And that looks to be quite a solid gold dress there. I think I know what she sees in Travis all of a sudden. But making her way down to the ring, this is a very special day for Abby, and she wants to make the most of it if she can. Whoa, 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 hold the music, hold the music. Sorry, Abby, can you just wait there for 1 minute, please, sweetheart? I have something I want to say first. Travis, since you have joined the Wolfpack, you have been of great service, and I am so happy that you are about to do this wedding. But first, me and the boys wanted to give you something, a present for you and Abby. We have arranged for you a very special honeymoon in the hospital ward. Wait a minute, what the hell? What? What the hell was that? Sam has just attacked Travis, and now look at this! Cross-faced chicken wing! To the man who's getting married! What the hell? And now look at this! Steven adding insult to injury, a pedigree! What on earth is this all about? Travis being ambushed by his teammates, his allies in the Wolfpack. What on earth is going on? And now look at this! Oh, and a stomp to the back! What on earth is going on here? Oh, look at this. No, they don't need to do this. He's already knocked out. But one more touch with a pile driver. What the hell have we just witnessed? The Wolfpack have just sabotaged Travis's wedding that they arranged. I don't believe what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolfpack laying rampage here tonight at Travis's big wedding, and Abby has run off backstage in tears, I'm assuming. Unbelievable scenes. Well, what this means for the future, I have no idea, but that pretty much, I think, means Travis is out of the Wolfpack. And that is where we're going to end tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show, and I'll catch you guys at the Monday Night Mayhem pay-per-view that is Fatality. What a shocker tonight. Peace.